Hi there and welcome, my friends. It's time to take a look at the participants of the finals of the Galactic Grand AI tournament. We have the Garrincha Cooperation that won Galaxy 1 Standard. And what is so special about them? Well, not that much specialty. You can see that it's a fanatic materialist mega corporation with ruthless competition and brand loyalty. So gets slightly better leaders, it gets slightly more unity, it gets slightly more influence gain and specialist output, and it gets a lot better research because the Garrincha are also intelligent, natural engineers, so the path to synthetics is basically open, even though they haven't taken it. Still, they have succeeded in creating a lot of robots because, yeah, as you can see, robot upkeep is also very cool here. They're a little bit non-adaptive and slow breeders, but that gets offset by the robots. And yeah, so the robots can settle on the planets and they will follow after they've teched and teched and teched, and then they can settle there as well. They're traditional also with even more unity, so we have a total of 25% more unity, which is pretty great to tech and also to fill up the trees quickly and then have access to the nice edicts that you get with the Unity. Then we have the Cutie mark Crusaders. The Cutie mark Crusaders have won Starnet Galaxy 2 in a sweeping manner. They have a warrior culture and slaver guilds. They're authoritarian and fanatic materialists. An oligarchic war council. These sparkle tin turtles are traditional, quick learners and intelligent, so they're also deviants. Governing ethics attraction goes down, so they might have splitting up problems later on. And they're decadent, their worker and slave happiness goes down, and they will use slaver guilds. That fits role-playing wise, of course. And they're also a very effective war machine with all the slaves and stuff. So there's that. We have the MidRe Galactic Imperium. They are the winners of the Standard AI Galaxy 3. They have been dominating technologically. They are even a technocracy with mechanists. So they have a lot of robots and of my knowledge, they have also not gone for synthetic ascension that much. So they they just built a lot of robots, and there was that. Some of them have been transformed, but they have not assimilated all. So there was that. The pacifist fanatic materialists, rapid breeders, intelligent, weak, deviants, and with a technocracy. So they have excellent research. They can spread a little bit faster and have a little bit more stability. And in general, they have a little bit more pop growth, which of course helps. They're weak, which is easily offset by more robots. They're deviants with a governing ethics attraction minus 15%, which is, yeah, it's kind of split up, but it hasn't gone to be bad in this for an AI. And we've got Foxia. Foxia is the winner of the Starnet Galaxy 2. And they've been dominating very much, and of course they've done that because they're space foxes. We'll come to other space foxes later on. They have succeeded with syncretic evolution, so it's pretty crazy. Let's have a short look at their other species, syncretic species. These are Lithoids serviles, so they don't need food, they need minerals. They're pretty happy, they're very strong, so they can haul things around. They're basically the workforce, so to say. And the Foxias are a little bit weak, but they make for the venerable leaders. They're egalitarian, fanatic militarist, and you can already see that deviance here goes for some probably easy 1 points, and they also have a little bit better leaders here, which makes sense with them 80 years, and then you have one more leader level cap and specialist output. That's also really nice. Here, even more specialist output. That's kind of a little bit playing into teching as well. And of course, fanatic militarist goes well with war, and war is one of the constants that is going very well. Along with being robotic, in 2.5 or being some kind of a technocracy. Then we have the Evil Empire. That's classic Cthulhu empire, an Imperial Star Empire, the Byzantine bureaucracy, fitting more people into houses and also using amenities more efficiently. Cutthroat politics, edict cost goes down, which is also very helpful at the start. Throughout the game, edict cost going down is very good. Fanatic authoritarian, so their worker basic resource output and monthly influence goes up. Militarist, always nice. Mainly the claim influence cost is really good. I mean, the ship fire rate also doesn't hurt. At least at the start, that's very good. The rapid breeders, which has also been seen as a consistently good thing. Deviants we have here again. Doesn't seem to hurt, as is with quarrelsome. They're enduring and quick learners, so they have also kind of good leaders that also live long. Then we have the merchants of MidRe. Oh yeah, the Evil Empire was the winner of Starnet Galaxy 1, and the merchants of MidRe are the winners of Starnet Galaxy 4. They are a reptilian trade league, corporate mega corporation, with free traders, increasing trade value and branch office value, ruthless competition, a little bit better leaders, 1 level cap, then 10% leader experience gain. They are authoritarian, so workers are better, a little bit more influence. They are militarists. Claim influence cost goes down, ship fire rate goes up. And spiritualists. That makes them special because we haven't had many spiritualists winning anything. So they get more unity a little bit and less edict cost. So that's... it should be powerful, but it surprisingly isn't that much. Then they are thrifty, they get even more trade value, which is of course very good for a mega corporation. And they're charismatic, getting more amenities. I didn't think that would be so important, but it seems it has worked well. They're counterintuitively slow breeders, resilient, with defense army damage plus 50% and wasteful. I don't know, I cannot make anything out of this. But thrifty, of course, makes a lot of sense for a mega corporation, so that might play just into a strength of a mega corporation. Mega corporations have also been consistently at least solid, if not strong. We have the Pleasure Paradise planets, the Machine Intelligence, Autonomous Service Grid, the Rogue Servitors. They have been extremely good. Of course, Rogue Servitors with their pets, let's see, their biotrophies, extremely adaptive Deviants and Decadent. So as long as you have extremely adaptive, that's pretty good for your biotrophy and will help a lot. They have stealth consciousness, war exhaustion gain goes down, monthly influence goes up, their machines can settle anywhere. Emotion emulators, there are more amenities, which makes sense with them having their pets going, and power drills, more minerals. Very helpful, at least at the start. Curious, the pop assembly cost goes up by 20%. Which can be hard at the start, but beyond the start it's really a non-factor, so it's kind of a late game pick. The Pleasure Paradise planets have 1 Galaxy 3 of the Standard AI. And we have Summer Imperii, an Imperial Divine Empire with an Imperial cult, giving more edict duration and governing ethics attraction. That has been surprisingly well. I'm always thinking that the edict duration isn't that important as getting the edict done, because at the time you start the edict you need the edict, and later on you don't need it that much maybe. If aristocratic elite, governing level cap increased by 1, and they have noble jobs. So instead of like the technocracy stuff, they have noble jobs, giving more unity and stuff. If I remember right, then you're authoritarian, monthly influence plus 0.5, and worker resource output goes up by 5%. Always helpful, kind of. If you don't go for the faction gains, then authoritarian is good, and the AI isn't that good at going directly for the faction gains, so authoritarian tends to be what they go for. Fanatic spiritualists, bringing down edict cost and going up with the monthly unity, is surprisingly good here. And as you can see, we also have better leaders a bit. They're enduring, they're adaptive, they just got that little bit of something. Quick learners, Deviants again. That doesn't seem to hurt at all. solitary too. I tend to think that hurts, but maybe it doesn't so much. It's a late game hurt though, not an early game hurt. It's in early game solitary is not a big problem. Then, so that was the second space foxes. After Foxia, let's count the space foxes shortly. So we have Foxia. Are there more space foxes? Yeah, we have Foxia. That's one of the space foxes. We have Summer Imperi. That's the second of the space foxes. And we have Fenrir Arms Limited. Now, Summer Imperi has been winning the Standard AI Galaxy 4, and Fenrir Arms has been winning the Standard AI Galaxy 5, and also the Starnet AI Galaxy 5. So they are extremely effective. I mean, they are wise foxes, and they are in a cooperation. They have trading posts giving them starbase capacity +4, which is extremely important at the start. Later on, it's not that good. Of indentured assets, so the slave output goes up. Slaves have been seen to increase the effectiveness of AI very much. They're authoritarian and fanatic militarists. That's a combination that we have had a lot. Claim inference cost goes down, ship fire rate goes up. Ship fire rate very important at the start. Claim inference cost very important later on. Authoritarian. Monthly inference goes up a bit. Worker basic resource output goes up a bit. They are communal, which is a very good late game pick with the pop housing usage going down. Charismatic can be good at the start. Later on it's basically superfluous because you have so many amenities usually. Then conservationist, pop consumer goods upkeep is very good early on, which is, so that's a combination of good early on and something, with later on good. Weak, they're weak, that is not that important. It only brings their resource output down by 2.5%, and the army damage really doesn't matter later on. It's, you can't just not invade other planets early on that easy. That's other than that, it doesn't make a big difference. Decadent, their worker and slave happiness goes down by 10%. So that fits together with authoritarian and enslaving mostly aliens here. So Fenrir Arms, a very, very strong combination, won both galaxies. Just to show that weak is not that weak, and decadent can be done if you have like a slave system, where slave happiness doesn't really matter. Then we have the Onyx Noir Technocracy, the other very, very strong contestant. They won the Starnet Galaxy 6 and also the Standard Galaxy 6. So they won both galaxies. They're a technocracy with mining guilds. Mining guilds always very good. The Star Technocracy throughout the game very good. They're egalitarian. That's something different, but it goes well together with the technocracy. Being egalitarian and fanatic materialist is complementing each other. It's dependent on specialist output a lot, and that makes it well. I mean, through the technocracy, you get science director researchers that are specialists, and if they produce more, then that's pretty great. They're lithoids, so they have an easier time settling everywhere, but they have a little bit less growth, but their leader lifespan goes up. Army health also. Deviance, which seems to be the pick for the winners. Go-to pick, and wasteful doesn't seem to hurt that much, but it could hurt early on, so I don't know, but I shouldn't criticize them. They have won two galaxies. They are extremely strong. They're industrious, that complements each other with the mining guilds, so superfluous minerals, which is very good as a lithoid, because you eat minerals, right? That's just a very good combination, and intelligent. That's always the smooth thing to go together, like you get the output from the jobs, and then it gets multiplied by the research speed from fanatic materialist, and then you're set. It's a very good combination. We have the Anthrax Consciousness. The Anthrax Consciousness, another machine intelligence that won Starnet Galaxy 7. They are now driven assimilators, so transforming everyone into cyborgs. and later on into machines. And that seemed to work very well with them being, well, rapid replicators, having a gestalt consciousness as well. As every machine has, they're mass-produced, so speed and more assembly speed, so they have a lot of growth. The weakness of the robots, like counteracting to the weakness, but the cost is a little bit higher. That is offset if they tech well, and they usually tech well. Let's have a look here. A small amount of Unity and Society research with when you assimilate an organic pop, and that's quite significant later on. They are superconductive, so they have more energy credits, which helps with their maintenance, of course. They're uncanny. Less amenities. They don't need that many amenities. They're machines. I mean, and the cyborgs also don't need that many, I think. And they have a little bit better leader experience gain, which makes for great leaders. And they have immortal leaders in theory. And getting leader experience gain plus 25% brings them up to a great level very quickly. Or rather quickly. Then we have the tech traders. Now the tech traders barely won. Barely won Galaxy 7 standard. I mean, technically the pricky cartel won. And but the pricky cartel was no participant of the tournament, so I took the barely number 2, but they have been consistently mostly number 2 throughout the game, so it was okay, and at the finish line they were also number 2. The tech traders, the technocratic dictatorship, mechanist technocracy, it goes well together. Xenophile fanatic materialist. Yeah, I mean, if you go and play that on your own, it's absolutely no problem. I mean, migration treaties bring you basically pop growth, and you can assimilate them later on into synthetics if you are like going for that synthetic ascension here. And that's what they, I think, did. But later on, that wasn't so strong. I mean, it's basically a blitz build of teching. Like, they're intelligent, they're natural physicists, which also all helps with research a lot. They're rapid breeders too, so you have kind of a population bump at the start. But they are, on the other hand, non-adaptive, which is not a problem if you go quickly for robots, which they have at the start. So the robots can colonize early on, and the tech traders will follow later. They're wasteful, which is not that bad if you have your population split between you and robots. That isn't so bad. It's kind of tolerable. And we've seen wasteful picked again and again, and not hurting too much. Not adaptive though, that's something special. We have the military industrial complex winning the standard Galaxy number 8. They're another mega corporation with naval contractors, so more ships available, naval capacity plus 15%, media conglomerate, war exhaustion gain minus 5%, and citizen pop happiness plus 5%. So they're good at leading war. They're also fanatic materialists, which plays into that, and materialist, which gives them maybe a technological edge to go for that. They're also strong, communal, so more fitting into that. Stronger armies, more basic resource output. They're resilient, so they can defend better, and sedentary. So that's a very special combination. That is also extremely balanced. It is based on like a military outlook with a touch of technocracy. And that seemed to work very, very well. And so they took Galaxy 8 Standard AI. And finally we have the Citizen Trade Coalition by the Starnet AI creator that, of course, then won their Starnet AI Galaxy number 8. They just swept over it. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. It was one of the few times an empire just won, basically. Just won, and it was not in the balance or things like that. It was a very quick win. As you can see, that's an oligarchic rulership. Citizen service giving us more unity from soldiers and naval capacity increased by 15%, so very, very helpful thing of being oligarchic and fanatic materialist, militarist, I mean. Yeah, fanatic materialist is also good. And they have merchant guilds, so they provide more merchant jobs, and the merchants also produce unity. So they don't have a problem with amenities. I'm sorry, they have also a little bit more unity due to these special merchant jobs, and they just have a smooth thing. As you can see, they have also a little bit more energy credits, 15% by being ingenious, a little bit more food by being agrarian. They're also returning, so they can enslave aliens and have a little bit better worker resource output. Fanatic militarist is of course great for war. Later on, with the claim influence cost going down by 20% and ship fire rate going up by 20% is great early on. They're fleeting, which isn't really so bad, especially in a war like Civilization. It doesn't hurt too much, and later on you always have some citizens that are really long-lived, and you can use these as leaders, and your Suramos, as you can see here, as the base population that has a great output of base resources. There are also Deviants, which has been shown doesn't hurt. These people are rebellious in nature and constantly try to challenge the status quo. It doesn't hurt too much, even though it leads to a total dissolving of the map in very late games. Then there's rebellions everywhere. The map is split up everywhere into strange things, and rebellions have like a big influence on the game, but it seems like that is made up by the early use of the points for Deviants. And so that was the combination of all the finalists that have won all the galaxies in the Grand AI tournament. In the next few days, we will go for the actual finals. We will have a Starnet final and a Standard final, and we'll see who wins. What is your bet? Are you betting on one of the double winners, or are you betting on someone that is just really, that just barely made it, like the tech traders maybe, or something like the Garrincha Cooperation? Thank you for watching and happy gaming to you. We'll see each other in one of the next Grand AI tournament galaxies, or well, maybe you'll check out the Let's Roleplay I'm going for with Crisis X5 and Grand Admiral, of course. Yeah, it was started at release, so it's not X25 Crisis, but we'll do that eventually in another playthrough. So thank you for watching. Happy gaming to you. If you'd like to stay in contact, just subscribe. I'd be happy to have you here, and the others as well, of course, because this is a community project by everyone made these empires. I also made 3 of them and some filler empires later on, but in the filler empires there's not... Yeah. Anyways, so we have some community projects too, not only like getting Stellaris served, but you can also participate from time to time. And also the galaxy in the new Let's Roleplay is made by the community mostly. So have a great time until next time, and happy gaming. This is Immanuel signing out. See you soon, and happy gaming.